The halls are quiet now. Rooms that once held patients sit vacant with beds, wheelchairs, and scant furnishings as the only reminders that this multi-level facility, built nearly 100 years ago, was once a state-of-the-art nursing home with skilled nursing and long-term care. This now lonely building was established in 1926 as the Lawrence County Home for the Aged, and its mission, a collaboration with city and county resources, was to serve the community's destitute, mentally ill, and elderly residents without known family, which included men, women, and children. The 120-bed facility essentially operated as a poor farm and halfway house, and it was managed by Perry and Mary Snyder, both of whom had been working for the city since 1913 as managers of the almshouse. However, the tenure of the Snyders ended in 1944 following allegations of negligence and abuse of patients, who they referred to as inmates. From the 1960s to the early 1970s, the building underwent renovations in a transition towards a facility that was focused more on long-term elder care. In 1977, a new modern wing was added to provide more amenities and increase the capacity for more patients. At this point, the name of the facility was also changed to Hillview Manor. Beginning in the 1990s, however, the facility began to face financial difficulties that it could never truly overcome. By 2004, the building was closed and the remaining patients were moved to neighboring facilities. The building was ultimately sold at auction in 2005, with the new owner exploring the option of commercial development. Never coming to fruition, however, the building stayed and now remains a skeleton of its former past, and paranormal investigators from across the country now spend the night exploring the halls, attempting to contact former residents that never left. For that purpose, Soul Sisters Paranormal teamed up with twin brothers Carter and Coleman to determine for ourselves if Hillview Manor really is haunted. How about this? Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? Not 7. After arriving at Hillview Manor, we were given a brief orientation tour, and then we started the setup for our investigation. The building is expansive, so we left stationary cameras and voice recorders in various rooms and hallways throughout the building, and we left them running during the night. For example, we left a stationary camera and voice recorder in the door of a room reportedly belonging to a child named Jeffrey. Jeffrey is believed to be the spirit of a young orphan boy who was a resident of the manor for many years, and he has been known to communicate by moving toys with lights, appearing as a shadow figure, and through uttering phrases as a disembodied voice. Because of this, we left a motion sensor light strand, various light-up toys, a voice recorder, and a stationary camera to cover this room. We left stationary cameras in a third-floor hallway where the spirits of 2 former patients, Jimmy and Lester, are said to reside, and outside of the room where the spirit of a young girl named Ellie is said to interact with guests and play the little piano that's inside of her room. We left a stationary camera, laser grid, voice recorder, and motion light inside a hallway where the spirit of a man named Angelo is said to walk. We left stationary cameras and voice recorders to cover the hallway where screams are said to be heard. Many attribute these screams to a former patient who the nurses nicknamed Howler, because when she was a patient, she would howl at night to keep the other patients awake. Screams are said to be heard, and shadow figures are reported to have been seen in this hallway. We left a camera and a voice recorder in the former atrium and activity room where disembodied voices are said to be heard. And pointing down into the cafeteria where shadow figures have been seen. In this hallway, a former nurse named Sandy and a patient named Bill had a very special bond, and it is reported that their spirits are still hanging out together, as voices and laughing are frequently heard in this area. It was in this hallway that during our orientation tour, we all heard a female laughing. So we left voice recorders to cover this area during the night. Finally, in the basement, we left 2 night vision video cameras and voice recorders to cover this area, as the claims are that there are children's voices as well as men's voices that have been heard. After we covered as much as we could with our stationary equipment, we grabbed our handheld equipment and we began our investigation. We began our investigation by heading up to the 3rd floor, where we attempted to communicate with the spirits of Jimmy and Lester. We held several EVP sessions in the various rooms and hallways, and we deployed such tools as the REM pod and EDI boxes.
Right before this, recorder. Anybody with us tonight? Lester or Jimmy, do you come down here?
I think you're over to my left.
Did you hear that down there?
Can you please make that noise again? So my name is Christy, and I've got my friends Carter and Coleman and my sister Jenny with me. Can we have your name, please?
I think I just heard footsteps down the hallway. Right before you started talking, Chris.
Although we never received any direct responses on our EDI boxes, REM pods, or K2 meters during this session, we all heard knocks, bangs, and footsteps that we couldn't explain.
Is that you knocking?
We then moved on to another room on this 3rd floor, where the spirit of a young girl named Ellie is said to reside. We conducted a spirit box session in this room, and we got some interesting responses to our direct questions.
Are you a spirit? A little? Maybe some? What's your name? What year is it for you? Can you give us a year? Whose room is this? Who stays in this room? Jenny? Did you say that? I thought it said Jenny. I thought you said me. Oh. Jen?
Is this your room? No. Which room is yours? Say a number. 10? 5. 105? Is that how old you are? 2? Are you the one that plays the piano? What was that? I don't know. What is the name of this place? What? I thought they said they call it Hillview. See, those are the type of phrases we shouldn't be playing because I'm moving so fast. Yeah. You want us to step back? Yes? What? I don't know. I thought I said you were a little too close. Who's your president? Can we talk to the little girl who plays the piano? She's afraid that it's going to hear it. Is Jimmy and Lester in here?
Yes. Oh, he is.
It stopped raining? Is that what it said? Or it stopped raining? I think it said it stopped raining. What stopped ringing?
Stop.
Was there something ringing? How many people are in this room? How much do we look like? 2? Do you want us to leave this space? Do you like that we're in here? Do you know that we're all twins? People think that's pretty crazy.
Did you have family that visited you here?
What family?
Did you make friends while you were here? Was Lester your friend?
John said he was my bud. He was your bud? If we're getting everything we think we're getting, we can move that thing and move the other side of this thing. I said Lester. Because he said the one guy had a speech impediment.
So it almost sounded like Let's Go. Let's Go. Jimmy, is that you? How about this? Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? Not 7. How many fingers? If you can tell me how many fingers, this is 6. Well, you're gonna fun listening to this, I know.
After completing our investigation on the 3rd floor, to include the spirit box session and other EVP sessions, we decided to move to the other levels of the facility. As a group of 4, we stayed together to investigate the numerous rooms and hallways throughout Hillview Manor. We conducted an EVP session in Angelo's hallway, where shadow figures have been seen and voices have been heard, and we also went room by room on this hallway as well in an attempt to communicate with the spirit of Angelo. And we spent time conducting EVP sessions in the hallway where the howler is said to scream and where shadow figures are reported to have been seen. At one point during the night, we decided to split up into teams of 2, with the A twins, those who were born first, going in one direction and the B twins going in another. In groups of 2, we also conducted EVP sessions in the various rooms and hallways. Throughout our night of investigating at Hillview Manor, we all had personal experiences that we could not quite explain, such as seeing shadow anomalies in various hallways, hearing footsteps in those same hallways, and hearing disembodied laughter and voices. Although we did not have direct evidence on any of our handheld equipment such as the K2 meters, the EDI box, or the REM pods, we still felt that it was a very interesting location to investigate, and after 6 hours we decided to call it a night. We collected all of our equipment and we hoped that we were fortunate enough to capture something on our stationary equipment. After reviewing the audio and video footage, we discovered several interesting things that we cannot explain. One of the first things that we reviewed after our investigation of Hillview Manor was the iPhone camera that we were using to record during the night. At one point during the night, we had entered a small group of offices. As we were leaving, going back into the main hallway, Carter looks to his right before turning to the left to proceed down that hallway. The camera that Jenny is holding as she walks behind him picks up a very quick image of a shadow in the hallway in front of Carter. This shadow is interesting to us because it appears to be very dark and it appears to be leaning out into that hallway. As a point of reference, this is that same hallway as we were walking through it during our equipment setup. You can see that there is nothing protruding from the wall that would cause that shadow. We're going to show this clip twice more, and we're going to slow it down so that you may attempt to see the shadow. While we never apply filters to any of our investigation footage, we are going to put this clip into black and white so that you may attempt to see the shadow. The remaining clips will highlight unexplained audio that we captured during our investigation. These clips were either captured on our stationary voice recorders or on the voice recorders that we are carrying throughout the night. At one point during the night, Carter and Coleman thought that they had seen a flash of light at the end of the hallway where the howler is said to reside. As we were walking down to investigate, the voice recorder that we left stationary in the hall captured this following voice. It is difficult to hear and it is better with headphones, but we will play this clip 3 times so that you may attempt to hear it.
I swear, I think. Is that a window down there? I think so. Or it's like a pamphlet in there.
I saw it. It might just be I swear, I think.
Is that a window down there? I think so. It's like a pamphlet in there.
I saw it. It might just be I swear, I think.
Is that a window down there? I think so. It's like a pamphlet in there.
I saw it. It might just be
Also during the night, while we were investigating in other locations, the stationary voice recorder in this hallway captured unexplained footsteps, knocks, and bangs. What follows is a brief montage of some of those events. We also left a stationary voice recorder in the hallway where the spirit of a man named Angelo is said to reside. The following are several clips that we captured on that voice recorder. The final clips come from the voice recorder that we left stationary outside of Jeffrey's room. During our third floor spirit box session, we had a voice come through that said what we believe was "it stopped ringing."
It stopped raining? Is that what it said? Or it stopped raining?
What's interesting is that the voice recorder down in Jeffrey's room, about 20 minutes prior to this, actually picked up the sounds of a small bell ringing. During the night, this voice recorder also picked up a male voice that we believe is saying the name Kristen. Finally, this voice recorder also picked up a male's voice during the night that says what we believe is "there's nothing in here." In Newcastle, Pennsylvania, there's a building whose walls have seen nearly 10,000 deaths. During its tenure from a county home for the destitute to a state-of-the-art assisted living and long-term care residence, this location was, for many, the only place and the last place that they called home. As such, it seems that many spirits are content to reside in the hallways and rooms of Hillview Manor, waiting for paranormal investigators who are willing to tell their story and keep their history alive forever.